A very good evening, everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel. So, as we continue with the series called Drug of the Day, our today's drug is theophylline. So, let's get started. Theophylline, as we can see, it belongs to this class for the drugs which are used for bronchial asthma. So you have various drugs which are used for asthma like bronchodilators. In bronchodilators, basically you have beta-2 sympathomimetics because we have seen that beta-2 is responsible for bronchodilation. Methylxanthines, in which we have our drug of the day, that is theophylline, along with its several other examples. Then you also have anticholinergic drugs, which are also bronchodilators, specifically ipratropium bromide and tiotropium bromide. Okay, so and then coming on to leukotriene antagonist. Now, leukotriene is produced by macrophages, eosinophils in lungs, and they are very important mediators of asthma. So they are very much important, which are responsible for asthma. So we don't want this leukotriene. That is why we give the antagonist. Even mast cell stabilizer, they inhibit the degranulation of mast cell and they inhibit the release of histamine, leukotriene, PAF, interleukin, all these inflammatory mediators. That's why we give them stabilizers like ketotifen and sodium chromoglycate. Coming on to corticosteroids, as we know, they inhibit the inflammatory cytokine production. That's why they are anti-inflammatory. Also, they decrease the bronchial hyperreactivity, mucosal edema. Then they also suppress the inflammation responsible for the antigen antibody reaction. And then you also have the anti-IgE. So IgE is the one which is responsible for your inflammation cascade. Okay, so that is why we give anti-IgE antibody. Our today's drug of the day is theophylline, and yes, it belongs to the class of methylxanthines. Let's understand what is asthma. So as you can see in this diagram, this is a normal bronchial tubule. This is an asthmatic, a patient who is suffering from asthma. Here you can see that there is this lot of swelling over here. Not only swelling, there is this mucus which have also blocked the existing space which was there. Okay, so you can see also the muscles here which are normally relaxed, they have tightened up here. Okay, causing the bronchoconstriction. Okay, so this is the inflamed bronchial tube. So yes, bronchial asthma में क्या होता है कि there is hyper responsiveness of tracheobronchial smooth muscle. So अब हमारा जो bronchi है that becomes hyper responsive to any smallest of the smallest stimuli. Okay, जिसके वजह से the narrowing of air tubes occur, and that also the secretion, the mucus secretion is increased, causing mucosal edema, mucosal plugging. The symptoms are common, that is dyspnea and wheezing and cough. So now that we have understood what happens in asthma, now you might have understood that why do we give bronchodilators? Because if there is no space for this air to travel, the breathing process will be very difficult. Correct? So in order to ease this thing, we are giving bronchodilators. Theophylline belongs to methylxanthines. So theophylline is one of the three naturally occurring methylated xanthine alkaloids from caffeine, theophylline, and theobromine. So out of these three, theophylline is the ones which is also a methylated xanthine alkaloid. So this is the entire structural part. Caffeine, if you see, it is 1,3,7 trimethyl xanthine. So we have to remember the name over here. 1,3,7 trimethyl xanthine. Theophylline is 1,3 dimethyl xanthine. Theobromine is 3,7 dimethyl xanthine. So we just have to remember these because we know the rest that these are xanthines, methyl xanthines. Okay. Coming on to the next part, we have the sources over here mentioned. Now, if you can see, Theasinensis, that is Teleus, it has both caffeine as well as theophylline. Caffeine is more. In Coffea arabica, you just have the caffeine. In Theobroma coco, it is both theobromine and caffeine. Cola acuminata, there is only caffeine. So yes, tea leaves में होता है theophylline. We have to remember this point. Okay. Now coming on to the next part, theophylline. Mechanism of action. So let's begin with the mechanism of action. As you can see here, it releases the calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, especially in skeletal and cardiac muscle. So when you have tea, because of this release of calcium from your sarcoplasmic reticulum, you can be able to do a lot of muscular activities. Your cardiac muscle also get pumped up. Next, inhibition of phosphodiesterase. So because it inhibits this enzyme, then we have seen that the CAM degradation won't occur. And that is why you will have the action of bronchodilation, cardiac stimulation, and vasodilatation occurs when the CAMP level rises. So CAMP is very important for us in asthma, especially because it is responsible for all this function. Now, it also blocks the adenosine receptor. Now, adenosine is the one which is a local mediator in CNS, your cardiovascular and other organs. It is responsible for your contraction of your smooth muscle, especially bronchial. So if your bronchial contraction occur, the airway which is already narrowed down, then it will become more problematic. That's why we don't want this adenosine to get released. That's why we block this. Okay. So that is why the methyl xanthines are used, because they produce the opposite effect. Okay, as you can see here very clearly, your theophylline will inhibit this enzyme, so this conversion won't occur, and we have this CAMP level which has been raised. Okay, coming on to the next part. So here you can see the effects on the CNS. So in CNS, we have to just remember that it is a stimulant of CNS. It is a CNS stimulant. मतलब वो हमारे brain को stimulate करेगा. That is why when you have tea, your brain gets stimulated. That's why the people like truck drivers or drivers, they usually have tea so that the CNS gets stimulated, and that's why they it produces a sense of well-being, alertness, beats the boredom, allays the fatigue. Your thoughts become clearer. It tends to improve your performance, increases the motor activity because of the calcium release from sarcoplasmic reticulum that we have seen. Caffeine is more active than theophylline in producing this effect. So that CNS stimulation, if you see, caffeine produces more compared to theophylline. So higher dose, if you give it in higher dose, if you consume a lot of tea, then there could be a chance of nervousness, restlessness, panic, insomnia, and still higher doses can cause tremors, delirium, and convulsions. So yes, you should not consume in a high quantity. Coming on to the next part, as you can see here, these alkaloids also stimulate your medullary, vagal, respiratory, and vasomotor centers. So yes, it will stimulate your major part of your brain. Vomiting भी हो सकता है if you consume because of the gastric irritation and CTZ stimulation. Okay. Coming on to the next part, cardiovascular में. So what do? They will also stimulate your heart and increase the force of contraction. Tachycardia is more seen with theophylline. So आपके हार्ट को भी स्टिमुलेट करेगा, आपके ब्रेन को भी स्टिमुलेट करेगा. देयर वुड बी कार्डियक स्टिमुलेशन जो हमने देखा था बिकॉज ऑफ कैल्शियम रिलीज. So yes, tachycardia is more common with theophylline, whereas caffeine, if you see, will lower your heart rate. So when you will have coffee, then you will have more of lowering of your heart rate. When you'll have more of tea, then there could be a chance of increase in your heartbeat. Cardiac output and cardiac work are increased. At high doses, there could be a chance of arrhythmia. So remember, at high doses, cardiac arrhythmia bhi ho sakta hai. Coming on to the next part. So here you can see here some more effects that they also dilate systemic blood vessels, including the coronaries. So yes, so they are dilating your blood vessels, methylxanthines, जो हमें चाहिए, but they are also constricting your cranial vessels, which is helpful for us because that is the reason why we can also use in migraine. Okay, so when your cranial vessels are constricted, so they could be used for the treatment of migraine. So yes, here caffeine is the one which is more responsible for constriction of your cranial vessels. That is, a person suffering from migraine is been recommended to take more of caffeine. A rise in systolic and fall in diastolic pressure is observed. Coming on to the next part, caffeine, you can see compared to theophylline, increases the BMR. So yes, your body's metabolic rate has been increased and plasma free acid levels are raised. Theophylline also decreases the release of histamine and other mediators from mast cell activated inflammatory cells. This may contribute to its therapeutic effect in bronchial asthma. So this is very important for us because they're inhibiting the release of histamine and other mediators from the mast cells, all the inflammatory cells. They could be beneficial in asthma. Okay. So coming on to the next part, smooth muscles. So as you can see here, their smooth muscles are relaxed. Most prominent effect is exerted on bronchi. तो आपके bronchi को भी relax करेगा. So it is very effective in asthma. Again, it is theophylline is more potent in producing this effect than caffeine. Coming on to the next part, kidney. So in kidney, as you can see that they are mild diuretics. So yes, there could be a chance of diuresis when you have this effect is more seen when you consume caffeine. So they act by inhibiting your tubular reabsorption of sodium and water. Theophylline is more potent, but the action is brief. So yes, even a small quantity of theophylline can produce a diuresis, but the action is very short. Then skeletal muscles, caffeine enhances the contractile power. We have already seen, and there could be a chance of twitching and contracture. Coming on to next, stomach may we have seen this कि ये enhance करेगा gastric acid secretion. So when you some people might suffer from acidity when they consume tea. So yes, theophylline is more responsible for this effect of gastric irritancy than caffeine. Then you can also see that its kinetics जो है theophylline का, this is very important, it changes from first to zero order. So इसका kinetics change होता है. So it has this narrow therapeutic index, so you have to be give carefully. Okay. Coming on to the next part, यहाँ पे हमें पता चल जाएगा कि कैफीन के सिर्फ दो इफेक्ट्स जो है वो कंपैरेटिवली ज्यादा है थियोफाइलिन से. एक तो है सीएनएस स्टिमुलेशन ज्यादा कॉज करता है, दूसरा है स्केलेटल मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी कैफीन ज्यादा करता है. इसलिए इफ यू सी द पीपल हु आर doing a lot of physical activity workout and the one who are going to gym, they consume a more of caffeine before their workout so that there could be an increased muscle contractility. Also it stimulates your brain. बाकी सबके एक्शन है थियोफाइलिन इज मेजर लाइक हार्ट स्टिमुलेशन, blood vessel relaxation, bronchodilation. So whenever you suffer from asthma or something, you can consume a tea so that you feel better by it because of this dilatation of bronchi. And also you have many more effects which are responsible for your use in asthma. Okay. So coming on to the next part. Here you can see some interactions which are given of theophylline. So yes, it will enhance the effect of these drugs because it enhances its metabolism. So yes, the effect is going to get decreased. So agar metabolism hoga in सबका तो automatically your effect is going to decrease. तो theophylline क्या करेगा, whenever a person who is smoking or is on phenytoin, rifampicin, phenobarbital, उनका metabolism हो कराएगा and इसकी वजह से इनका action नहीं दिखेगा. Drugs which inhibit the theophylline metabolism and increases its plasma level are this. So yes, these are all enzyme inhibitor. तो इसका इफेक्ट बढ़ाते हैं थियोफाइलिन का. इरिथ्रोमाइसिन, सिप्रोफ्लॉक्सासिन, सिमेटेडिन, ओरल कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव, एलोप्यूरिनॉल. यस, दीज आर इम्पोर्टेंट. वी हैव टू रिमेंबर कि कौन से मेडिसिन देने पर, कौन से ड्रग्स देने पर there could be an increased response of theophylline. Okay. थियोफाइलिन एनहांसेस ना, ये जो है थियोफाइलिन का इफेक्ट बढ़ा रहे थे, अभी थियोफाइलिन इनका इफेक्ट बढ़ा रहा है. फ्यूरोसिमाइड, सिम्पेथोमाइमेटिक, डिजिटालिस, ओरल एंटीकोएगुलेंट्स, हाइपोग्लाइसेमिक्स, इनका. थियोफाइलिन डिक्रीजेस द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ फेनिटोइन एंड लिथियम. सो इसके इंटरैक्शंस आर इंपॉर्टेंट, सो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड देम एंड रिमेंबर देम. Uses, we know that bronchial asthma and COPD में दोनों में यूज होता है. सस्टेन रिलीज काफी यूज होता है. It's a third line or alternative drug, especially in patients with nocturnal asthma. Okay, it is more useful in COPD. So COPD में comparatively ज्यादा यूज होता है than the asthma. Theophylline reduces the frequency and duration of apnea. Apnea is basically very difficult in breathing that occurs in some preterm infants in the first few weeks of life. So yes, preterm infants, maybe we can give this to reduce the frequency and duration of apnea. This is how the dose wise toxicity occurs. So if you, as you increase the dose, you can see there was this insomnia, nervousness, then it became restlessness, tremors, palpitation, then agitation, and then it went to delirium, cardiovascular status got worsened. Then there was this convulsions, shock, arrhythmia, and then death. So yes, its toxicity, that is why we call it as a narrow therapeutic index drug. So we have to give it very carefully. Okay, otherwise these all things which are the its adverse drug effects could be seen. So yes, these are some of your products like doxyphylline. So it is the same thing, just that you have 1,3-dimethyl purine 2,6-dione and dioxolene ring. So yes, this, if you can say, this is dioxolene ring and this is your 1,3. This is 1,3-dimethyl purine 2,6-dione. Okay, so if I want to mark it, so it will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you got it. This is 2 and this is 6. So this is 2,6-dione. Okay. Coming on to the next part. This is doxyphylline. This is your aminophylline. So it was same, just that you have ethylene diamine over here. Okay. Rest of all is purine 2,6-dione. Okay. Coming on to the next part. So these are some products of your theophylline. So here you can see theophylline tablets, the Well 300 by Velona Pharma. Then you have salbutamol and theophylline thioasthalin by Cipla. Then you have theophylline SR tablets, which are there, which are used as bronchodilator. So yes, sustained release also are used as bronchodilator. Coming on to the MCQ part. Yes, this was a GPAT 2012 MCQ. Which one of the following anti-asthmatic drugs can cause convulsions and arrhythmia? We have seen this. This were the like the topmost toxicity of your theophylline. So let's come on to options. So is it prednisolone? Is it salmeterol? Is it zafirlukast? Or is it theophylline? Which is the anti-asthmatic drug which has been used and which can cause this serious adverse effects? We have seen this very clearly is theophylline. So yes, a question was being asked on its ADR. Coming on to the next, all of the following statements about theophylline are correct except. So increase in dose required in cardiopulmonary disease, increase CAMP, increase in dose is required in smokers, inhibits the phosphodiesterase. तो हमने देखा था ये कैम्प का लेवल को बढ़ाता है because it inhibits the phosphodiesterase. ये दोनों तो करेक्ट है. We want to find which is the incorrect one. तो ये डोज भी बढ़ाना पड़ता है स्मोकर्स में because हमें पता है कि वो मेटाबॉलिज्म जो होता है थियोफाइलिन का वो इंक्रीज करते हैं. So yes, you have to also increase the dose here, but this was something that we haven't seen. Okay, so yes, this is something which is incorrect, that increase in dose required in cardiopulmonary disease. Okay. Coming on to the next, which of the following drug that does not result in theophylline toxicity? Is it ciprofloxacin, amoxicillin, erythromycin, or cimetidine? This also we have seen there were some drugs जो थे जो theophylline toxicity cause कर रहे थे because they were inhibiting its metabolism. तो हमने देखा था which were enzyme inhibitors, that was cimetidine, erythromycin, and ciprofloxacin. So yes, amoxicillin was the one which does not result in theophylline toxicity. Coming on to the last MCQ, theophylline overdose causes what? Is it bradycardia? Is it seizures? Is it drowsiness? Or is it bronchospasm? We have seen this already. The overdose is the one responsible for your convulsions, which are nothing but seizures. So yes, this was the answer. That was the overdose के वजह से जो होता है. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, then please do like, share, and subscribe. Also press the bell notification on so that you get daily updates on the videos being posted. We also have a free WhatsApp group where we daily post MCQs regarding GPAT Sniper. For further details, you can contact on the number given below. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.